the Josh Zodiac podcast.
You know what? I'm going with Punk, and we had a theory back on Saturday night's main event that we thought that Seth Rollins was going to cash in that night, but it didn't happen because of his injury. Is it real, by the way? Is this injury real?
We still don't know yet.
I got some. Yeah.
Because that's making me second guess myself because I see Punk winning, even though we've had limited amount of buildup for this match. But if Seth Rollins is not truly hurt, I got a real bad fucking feeling that we're going to have that title taken away very fucking quick. No, I say CM Punk is going to win, and as soon as he's done, burn it down, and he's going to come out to that ring and take the belt from him. I got a bad feeling that's where we're going with this. I don't think so. I think if he cashes in, he's going to win, and then we're going to see CM Punk finally win the Royal Rumble and go to WrestleMania and take that fucking belt from him.
Oh, wow. He's planning seeds for next year already.
I'm going with CM Punk.
Yeah.
However,
Uh-oh.
I don't think Seth's injury is real.
No, I don't either.
My logic behind that, you got hurt at Saturday night's main event. You all came to Birmingham for Raw, which is where Dr. Andrews is. It was too much swelling to where you couldn't see the x-ray. And then you said 2 weeks after that is when you would see another doctor, which is around SummerSlam. But Becky has not missed a week.
Nope. True.
Becky has not said anything about his injury. Triple H has not said anything. Michael Cole has not said anything. And the only thing that Paul Heyman keeps saying is he's going to be out for a really, really, really long time. So I feel like Seth is going to do a cash-in on CM Punk, but it's going to be a fail.
It's the Josh Zodiac podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the greatest podcast you've never heard of. That is the Josh Zodiac podcast. And, oh, boy, the psycho is going to give me some shit because the host, once again, is not ready. Oh, shit. Had all this time while you were in the bathroom doing what you were doing. We don't question what you were doing. But, again, this is the greatest podcast you've never heard of, the podcast that has no real agenda and no real script as far as you know.
I like how
you're fucking fired, sir. You're fired.
I like how you stole that from me.
I stole that from somebody else, actually. Before I met you, I was saying that. I was saying that way before I met you.
Are you sure?
We're back to the best show you have never heard of. That's the Charles Richardson Show.
I had never heard of you when I was saying that. Another buddy of mine said something very similar. So, yeah. Thanks for taking my credit, though.
Oh, bullshit.
This is the podcast that single-handedly predicted the cash-in. We all were in agreement. We didn't agree if it was gonna happen, if it was gonna go through or not, but we all knew that it was going to happen. And we'll talk about that as we get into it. I'm gonna start with the newcomer of the show, Miss Nicole. What did you think of SummerSlam as a whole?
Hey,
yeah.
Voice is struggling. Voice is really, really struggling.
That's okay.
I loved it. Night one was awesome. I gotta give it. Night one was good, but night two.
Yep.
Night two. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What else can you say? Charles, what is your overall theory on this one?
Yeah. Well, like I said on the live, night one, I gave it 4 out of 5 stars because there was a couple of matches that were just complete train wrecks. The moves were terrible and everything. It felt like it just wasn't a good flow. But the ending to the night, the cash in of the night, and the actual first match, which I know you hated, but I don't really care.
Yeah, I did. I didn't know how to fix
But the first match with Roman and the tag team, I honestly think that was actually a really good start. It actually did really well.
It wasn't bad.
I couldn't care less for the Sami Zayn Karrion Kross. I think Karrion Kross is a horrible wrestler or a horrible entertainer, and I'm surprised Sammy can walk after that. And Jade still needs a lot of work to do, and I think it's good that she didn't get the title because she's not ready for it yet. She is Queen of the Ring. I'll give her. She's done a lot of growing, but she still needs to keep growing.
Psycho, quick little what you thought of both nights or the show altogether.
A little uneven considering that the first night it was good. It was good. It wasn't great, but it was good. There are some good moments here and there. We do have new women tag team champions, which was cool. The bump of the night, I said it during the live stream, I think we can all agree goes to Jelly Roll getting taken out by Logan Paul off the top rope. That was insane.
Yep.
Freaking insane. And you do, and like he said, you started with a crowd pleaser with Roman Reigns and Jay. That got the crowd pumped. They did a good job with that. And yes, the ending, even though the match, it had a very catch-as-catch-can style element to it, but a lot of people don't like that. They consider it boring. It did drag here and there. But I think the ending kind of makes up for it. And as far as night 2 is concerned, fucking phenomenal. That's all I'm going to say about night 2. I don't have hardly any complaints about night 2 whatsoever. Maybe the cage match could have been a little bit more fun, but otherwise,
yeah,
it delivered almost every single freaking match for real.
Yeah, I agree. Like this is night 1, and I said this during the live that night 1 seemed like every match had that let's dance around, and then let's have action. Night 2, it was action from the word go. It was night 2 flowed a lot quicker than, at least to me, it did.
Very high octane. Very much.
Very. But what we're gonna do is we'll talk about each match very briefly. I'm only gonna pick 2 of you to talk about the matches, and I'll just be very selective on that. But we're gonna start with the Roman Reigns Jey Uso match versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Now, I will omit myself. All of us will rate the matches. I'm going to omit myself from this one because I did not really pay attention, and I could not, in fair conscience, give it a rating because it would be a horrible rating, and I don't want to do that. So now I know Miss Nicole is a huge Jey Uso fan. She's very much on the Yeet train. So what did you think of this match?
I mean, for the people that were in the match, I loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was highs, it was lows.
Yeah, of course.
But they kept the crowd entertained, in my opinion. I was highly entertained. And I mean, it is what it is. You automatically knew who was going to win the match.
Yeah, that's the thing too, that we knew who was going to win this match. Well, all of us except for Charles. Charles was the only one that picked Braun and Bronson Reed to win this particular match. But segue into that, Charles, what did you think of this match?
Well, I think it delivered on everything. Yeah, I'm disappointed with the outcome because, if you want to write a storyline, you're gonna have to go ahead and make it live out to. Just basically, there's going to be moving pieces that go forward on this, and Braun and Bronson not winning doesn't make that faction stronger. It makes it weaker.
Yeah.
So it's like you're just putting a new faction together, and now all of a sudden you see like they lose. That's not how I pictured it. As far as the match itself, highly entertaining, very very nicely done. Again, like I said, it was a good kickoff to the night.
And again, I do know it was confirmed at the end of the night that Braun Breaker did suffer a knee injury because he was out there limping with the celebration. Out of 5 stars, just real quick, no explanation. Psycho, what do you give this match?
3.5.
Charles?
4.
Nicole?
4.7.
Okay.
Yeah, I know I'm a little biased on that.
No. That's okay because these two dipshits don't appreciate it, but I appreciate the unbiased. I really, or the bias. I get it. I understand it. I appreciate it.
Can I just make one? Can I just make one nod to this match?
Yeah.
Bronson Reed having the shoes around his neck.
Yes. Oh my God.
That was fucking hilarious.
I saw that. I went, oh, he did not.
I just had to get that out there.
That's clever. The second match of the night was for the women's tag team titles, and it was Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, because they are not friends.
They're not friends.
Versus representing the Judgment Day, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, hopefully known soon as the Tequila Shots. Patent pending on that. That being said, Psycho, what did you think of this match?
Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. They referenced the fact that between Charlotte and Alexa, they had 19 combined world titles between them. That's a good little nod there. So it makes them a pretty interesting tag team.
Well, fortunately, like Charlotte's, but whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, more of like a female mega power situation, I would say.
Yeah. Okay.
Charlotte still shows she's a good athlete. There was a nice flurry of attacks by Alexa throughout the match. Nice teamwork by both teams, I think. There were moments along the way where they both were showing very nice little bits of working together. So, all in all, not a bad match. I wouldn't say it was stupendous, but it was definitely fun. And I was very surprised that they actually did win the match. I was kind of hesitant there for a while. Like, I don't know if they're going to actually pull it off. But, hey, that works for me.
Charles?
Sorry. What match? I apologize.
Raquel, the women's tag match.
Okay. So, number one, we all knew that Raquel and the Roxanne were going to lose because, number one, this is Liv's belt with Roxanne, with Raquel, not Roxanne. So we knew that eventually that's going to happen. And the whole line that they're doing right now, the build up with "We're not friends." When you go ahead and you have one of your talent come out and have a shirt, this is "We're not friends," that's their friends. That's complete. It's a good thing. It's a good feeling, and it just made sense for them to go ahead and take the belts off them. Maybe when Liv gets back, okay, maybe we'll visit this again. But no, it's good that they took them off and actually have a real tag team. And plus, Charlotte needs all the good karma she can get because alone and heel, I don't think she likes being booed.
No, she doesn't. And we saw that Chicago crowd against when WrestleMania season where she just got rattled. And if you've watched Unreal, she was legit rattled. She didn't know what to do because she'd never had it happen before. At least not to that caliber. One thing I will add to this match is that when Alexa clocked Charlotte, I was like, oh no.
I was afraid.
At that point, I'm like, my pick is done because there's no way they come back. And then when Charlotte stared down Alexis when she had her and Sister Abigail, and Charlotte just freaking big booted Raquel, it's like, oh shit, they're on the same page, and then they end up winning. Nice. I can say that we all picked Alexa and Charlotte to win this match. So, starting with Psycho, 5 stars. What do you give it?
I'll give it a 4. 4.5.
Okay, Nicole.
4.1.
And Mr. Charles.
4.25.
I'm gonna give it a 4. It could have been better. It could have been worse. It definitely had a story, and of course, I posted this on one of the YouTube shorts that Nicole brought up. Is that there is some deception in the Judgment Day that you may see it, you may not see it, but it's there. So definitely, we're gonna see what's gonna happen on Raw. There's gonna be a lot of stuff going on Raw tomorrow night. The next match of the night. This is a match that I really could have done without, to the point where I don't even know if I want people to talk about it because I just was not invested. We've already had this match. Nothing of consequence happened to make me care about what happens in the future, but it's the Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross match. Charles, I'll start with you. What do you want to say about it?
If there was something that happened, Sammy turning heel, Karrion turning nice, Scarlett taking her clothes off, something would have happened that would be the only thing that I could see.
Yeah, I agree with her reaction right there. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, you stop it. You would have laughed the same if she wasn't on.
I'm laughing right now. What are you talking about?
I'm just being real, whether she's here or not. That's how it is. So if something were to happen that actually would have made it entertaining, Sammy, take the pipe and beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
Go ahead, make that heel turn, make it worth something, of something of substance. Why Karrion Kross is still a wrestler or in WWE is beyond me.
Yeah.
He is like I mentioned in my opening comments, he is a horrible entertainer. He puts a lot of people at risk. Anybody he wrestles, that's why you only see him wrestle once every 10 decades.
Yeah. Nicole, anything you want to add to that?
The match was boring.
Yeah, it was.
I actually got up and made me a hamburger during the match. I'm not
This was the go get food match for her.
That is funny as hell right there. Yeah, I agree. This match didn't need to happen.
It did nothing.
It did nothing the last time we saw it either. It was just like, oh, it's just two dudes wrestling. Who cares? If there's a bigger picture coming, it should have already happened. So, Psycho, out of 5 stars, what do you give it?
1.5.
Wow, that's generous.
Yeah,
Nicole?
it really is.
I'm gonna go 1-2, and it's only because of Sammy.
Charles?
0.
Wow.
Ooh.
See, Charles and I are on the same page. I was thinking half a star or no stars. If I could give it negative, I would. But yeah, definitely.
I changed my rating to a 1. Fuck it. There was nothing going on here.
But yeah, definitely.
It's still too high.
Yeah.
You know what? 0.5. You feel better?
No, still too high.
Okay. Well, I can't.
The reason why I give it 0, it's not because of lack of trying. Sammy did everything to go ahead and try to carry Kross like he's going up for execution, but which pretty much what it is. That's just execution there.
We just don't give a shit. That's all it is. We just don't give a shit about this storyline. Nobody cares. We don't care.
It is a major bomb. Should have never happened. What the fuck is LA Knight? It's a major bomb. Put LA Knight in that fucking match with Sammy or something like that.
He was stuck promoting for Slim Jims.
He was stuck.
He was stuck promoting Slim Jims. That's what he got. That was his contribution.
Moving on, we had the women's championship match between Queen of the Ring winner Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton. This match, this is just to me, this match had absolutely no real build to it. It was just, you won the Queen of the Ring, you're the champion. There was no real animosity between. If Nia Jax had won again, then okay, yeah, the story's already been told. We can continue on. But Jade has no legitimate beef with Tiffany, nor does Tiffany have any with Jade. That being said, anything you want to say about that match, Nicole?
I love Jade, and her outfit was banging, but that match sucked.
Quick and to the point, I like it.
Yeah.
It sucked.
Yeah. The match was just not what it should have been. Jade still looks a little green. Like she's just not. I don't know if I know Charles made this comment during the live that in TNT there really was no creative to help her out. They just put the title on her because she was strong and she's athletic. But because you're strong and athletic does not turn into athleticism in the ring. You have to work at it. People who have trained in the ring will know this. So,
well, her matches in the AEW were short and sweet. She was almost like the female Goldberg of the company. If you really think about it,
100% right there. So. Psycho, what do you want to say about this match?
First off, I was surprised that Jade didn't win. I really thought that they were going to give it to her. That's what I was thinking. But I mean, I can't say there weren't any decent bumps. There was a nice suicide dive by Tiffany early on. Eye of the Storm early on from Jay was pretty sweet. Not the best Alabama Slam from Tiffy when she tried to throw
No,
her
it was
down.
all legs.
And
It was
I
all
think,
legs.
but I think it was because of how tall Jade is compared to Tiffany. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. Nice choke slam by Jay, by the way. That was nice. You don't see that too often nowadays.
No, you don't.
And what is it? A nice reversal by Tiffy from Jaded off the top rope for the finish. Not
Yeah.
too shabby. That was interesting for what it was.
Yeah.
A couple of decent bumps, but I agree. It wasn't the most exciting match for what it was. So
They didn't count a jail to me.
Yeah,
I agree.
They didn't have the chemistry. Yeah, it
Yeah,
just
I agree
wasn't
with
there. That said, Charles, what do you rank this particular match out of 5 stars?
2.5. I would give it 2.5. Jade didn't completely botch the match. Like I said, there was some good points there. She does have a lot to work on. She does have growing to do, but she has grown a lot. And I think the backstage sees that. That's why she's queen of the ring. But she's still not ready.
Nicole, what would you rank it?
I'm gonna give it a 2.7.
Psycho?
2.3.
I'm gonna give it a 1.5, only because this match on paper should have been a banger, and it wasn't. There was no chemistry. There was no purpose. There was no real storytelling or build up. It was just like, oh, you won, let's go, and it is what it is.
I see it as just giving Jade an opportunity at a title match, you know.
And I think what
thing.
this was Triple H trying to give her the spotlight and see what she could do with it. And she didn't do very well with it. And that's fine. Not everybody gets it overnight, but she's been in the game long enough to where she should not be this green. Either she doesn't know what she's doing or she doesn't care because she's getting paid regardless. And I would like to think that she cares enough about the sport to do it right.
You would
but
hope.
I'm just speculating at this point. Next match, and this is a match that Charles and I agreed on the live yesterday that this is the match that stole the show for me. And of course, it was the Randy Orton Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre Logan Paul match. Now, on paper, it's like, Jelly Roll? Are you freaking kidding me? What the hell is this all about? However, Jelly Roll earned a lot of respect, not just from the fans, but from the people in the back, the upper management, the creative. He earned a lot of respect selling everything that he was doing. It's like he'd been doing it before.
He took a lot of fucking bumps. Like he took
did.
a lot.
I'll throw it to you, Psycho. What did you think about this match?
You know what? I expected less and I got more. Not just for that big table bump during the match, but you know what? Jelly Roll, I feel like he spent more time in the ring than Orton did. And
Yeah,
they beat the shit out of him and he kept on coming.
Yep.
I was debating if he was actually injured there for a little while, but as soon as he turned around and was like, I want to go back in, I'm like, okay, he's selling it. Good job. That's cool.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I'm surprised by Jelly Roll. You know what? I give him props and I actually give him a little respect. Because I'm sure he got paid pretty well for what he did, but it looks like he put the effort in, and that stands out above anything else. Is true fucking effort. So, and nice cheap shot by Logan Paul in the beginning of the match too to start things off. That was kind of funny.
Charles,
you know what? If Jelly Roll can step into the performance center and learn wrestling, why can't Jade do that?
Valid argument.
Yeah. So, and I saw a couple of remarks on Facebook. It's like Logan Paul made Jelly Roll look like he belongs. No, motherfucker, Jelly Roll freaking belonged there, period. He went ahead and showed up, took the bumps like a fucking man. He went ahead and sold the injury like a freaking pro would do.
Yep.
Got in there and went head to toe with not just Logan Paul, but with Drew McIntyre as well.
Yes, he did.
He went ahead and shocked a lot of people, kind of like Ronda Rousey shocking people in her first match.
Yep, true. All right, Charles, what would you rate out of 5?
I got to give this a 4.95.
Damn. Nicole?
I'm gonna go 4-4.
Psycho.
I give it a 4.2. It gets extra points for impressing the hell out of me.
I'm
I'm
gonna give
mad
it
to give
a. Oh,
them the
go
match.
ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
They
I'm.
didn't give them the match, so.
No, go ahead and say what you had to say.
No, they just didn't give them the match. That's why they didn't get a higher score.
I got you. Okay.
No. See, the thing
And I was
is,
surprised by that too. I was really, really surprised that
no, but
they didn't win.
it was a pleasant surprise because yes, you got the celebrity and you got the RKO master and everything like that. I get that, but you got two real wrestlers, one with unbelievable talent and Drew McIntyre, and so you take those two. Those are the wrestlers who deserve to win. They deserve it. Jelly put a great show on. Randy put a great show on. They did their job, but the right decision was made of who won.
I definitely give this a 4. Like I said, this match being a pleasant surprise. The only thing I can think of is if you go to Taco Bell and you order your food and you realize they gave you an extra taco. It's like, oh, it makes you happy. I got an extra taco out of it. This is what I compare this match to. It was a pleasant surprise, like, I get an extra taco. Wow.
Nice analogy. Very nice.
Well, but you get my point though.
I totally get it. It's a pleasant surprise.
If I go to Jack in the Box and order regular fries and I get curly fries, I'm like, oh, upgrade, happy. And then we move on to the main event of the night, which is CM Punk versus the Ring General Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. For this one, I want all opinions because this was a match that we all called. We all called this match. We all knew what was going to happen at the end. Psycho, I'm going to start with you.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch the entire match, but I think I get the gist of it because I was watching it literally right before we started live streaming tonight. But from what I got from it, it was a very kind of slow pace, catch-can style match. I don't have a problem with that, but there were moments along the way that were kind of draggy, throughout the match. There wasn't a whole lot of major excitement to it, but I didn't see the last 15 minutes before the finish and before the cash-in happened. So, yeah, we all called that shit. And the way he did it was awesome, coming out with the crutches, turning around, throwing them away like, yeah, bitch, I ain't hurt.
Yeah.
So, very nice. Very nice. So, it makes me wonder, where the hell is it going to go from here?
True. Nicole?
That shit pissed me off. Just to see it. Because I was so happy that Punk won.
Yes, you weren't the only one.
So happy Punk won. And then to have it just ripped away, knowing it's about to happen, but you're like, oh my God, y'all could at least let him keep it at least one night. Just one night. And I'm screaming in the camera like, Punk, run. Just run.
Run away.
Just run.
But that's not Punk's character, though. He doesn't run from a fight. He's in a fight.
The actual match with Gunther and Punk, that was the best I've seen Gunther do. I'm going to give him a compliment because I don't like Gunther. That was the best I've seen.
All right.
Yeah, fair enough.
I can do that. Charles?
Yeah, it was slow to start. But just like any slow match, it can pick up and you have to realize who you're in the ring with. Gunther is not a high flyer. He's not going to go ahead and make shit happen. He's going to basically chop you until you die.
Yeah,
pretty
much.
There
were a lot of chops going on too. Yeah, plenty of them.
But at the end of the day, the match was strong. It was a solid match, and the right person ended up winning. That match.
Yeah, because we all know that the cash-in was not a part of the match because it was not a triple threat. It was still one-on-one. Anything extracurricular afterwards is just extra baseball at this point. Mm-hmm. I will say, and that seemed to be the theme of the night that I noticed, is that every match was slow at the beginning and then it would slowly start to pick up. Yeah, Gunther will chop the living crap out of you every chance he gets. The right man won, and we found out later on, or at least I found out later on, that Gunther is having surgery on his nose. I don't know if that had anything to do with him dropping the title or not, but either way, CM Punk won clean, no outside interference, none of that other crap. CM Punk finally gets a title run after 12 years, and I made the same comment I made during the live yesterday, that it seems like a lot of cash-ins happen at SummerSlam. Case in point, Randy Orton cashed in on Daniel Bryan when Triple H was the special guest referee. Daniel Bryan held it for like 3 minutes. Randy Orton comes out, Triple H puts him in the pedigree, and he's like, ring the damn bell, do it now. And then we had Roman Reigns, which I think it was his first or second title he won at SummerSlam. And then Sheamus cashes in his Money in the Bank, which they made the shirt that said Sheamus 515, which is how long Roman had the belt that night. And even Drew McIntyre, when he found out what had happened, he's like, oh, it's karma. He did the same thing to me last year at WrestleMania. So, whatever. Payback's a bitch. So, and again, I don't like Drew. I don't hate Drew. And I this is going to play into the whole. They're probably going to bring back that CM Punk Drew McIntyre rivalry, which was fire, by the way. But I think they've done that. Is it safe to say that all of us were not happy about the cash in being successful?
There's been four successful cash-ins.
No. I'm talking about the one tonight or the one last night. Were we happy about it? Are we happy Seth's champion again?
No, I wanted it to be a fail. He made too many enemies. You have too many enemies in that locker room. Y'all could have spiced it up just a little bit and made him a failed cash-in.
Yep.
But then again, I feel like my original prediction that this could go for a while, I think this is going to be Punk's road to taking the title. However long it takes, if they want to drag it out all the way to the Royal Rumble, to WrestleMania.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think the seeds may be planted. I think that if they were smart, this would be the way to go, because that way Punk gets his first Royal Rumble win ever, and he goes on and he gets his championship match at fucking WrestleMania for the first time.
And he gets the night 2 main event.
Exactly. That's what it should be.
That's what I was saying last night as well.
Maybe.
Yeah. Charles, what do you rank it out of 5 stars?
Well, first off, I'm not disappointed in Seth's cash-in. As a matter of fact, if you're not going to go ahead and put Braun and Bronson over, then you go ahead and put Seth over, because that faction needs a champion, needs a leader. He needs to go ahead and start following up on that. So he has the belt now. There you go. I think the right move was made. And yeah, Punk is he's in it for the long term.
Yeah.
Match for Gunther CM Punk. I'm doing 3.5 on that one. Again, like I said, it was slow, and it was just a grind out, drug out match with some exciting at the end.
Nicole?
Which match are we on? My son interrupted.
No, we're Gunther and CM Punk.
We're rating it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. That match was good, so I'm gonna do a 4 or 5.
All right, Psycho.
4 or 5.
Like I said, I didn't get to finish it, but I will. But I'm going to give it a 3 just because of the wrestling match itself and the way it happened, the way things ended afterwards, and the fact that Punk won the match. So
okay, fair enough. Yeah. I give it a 4. It was like I said, it was a little slow. It did build up after a while, and the fact that Punk finally won. Unfortunately, he didn't have he had it for 5 minutes and 10 seconds. For those that wanted to know. Now, with that being said, with that being the main event of night 1. Nicole, I'll start with you. What would you rate night 1 out of 5 stars?
Night 1, I'm gonna do a 4.
Okay. Charles?
3.75. 3.7.
Psycho?
2.7, I think.
Okay. And I had given it a ranking of 4.0 yesterday, and I'm going to stick with that. I'm not going to change my mind on that. Now the fun part, we talk about the tally of our picks. Starting from the bottom, work on our way up. Charles, unfortunately, was 2-4. Nicole was the inverse of that. She was 4-2. And fortunately or unfortunately, however you look at it, me and the Psycho were tied at 5-1. The only match we got wrong was the Randy Orton Jelly Roll match. But looking back, I probably should have picked that one better, but that's okay. It is what it is.
We picked from logic, and we were
We
wrong.
really did, and Triple H was like, "Fuck your logic." So, all right, we're gonna move on to night 2, and before we start, I will say night 2, in my opinion, was a lot more fast paced, a lot more action, a lot more. So, we did start, and I'm surprised we didn't start with the TLC 6-man tag match, but we started with the women's triple threat: Naomi versus Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley. This match, oh my god, it was everything that I was hoping it would be and then some. Um, these three women have, especially Io and Rhea, they have such great chemistry in the ring that I'm sure we'll see a lot more matches with those two in the near future. I'm gonna start with Nicole. What did you think of this match?
The match was really, really good. I just didn't like how fast they had Naomi pin. I felt like they could have had her do something a little stronger as the champion.
Yeah.
It was like really, really quick, and she ran out the ring. Like it was kind of, it wasn't intentional in my opinion.
Yeah.
But overall, the match was good.
Charles?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, it's again, like you said, it was fast paced. It was action to start. Some miss hits. Rhea nailing Io nailing Rhea. Coming into play. Just everything. It had everything. So it was definitely a home run. It was, again, very shocking that we didn't see the TLC open up, and this was what opened up. But it lived up to the opening up, so it set the pace pretty good.
I do know, I will say this, that Naomi playing the heel and going in and out of the ring and doing everything, she played the heel character very, 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 very well and very, very accurate. So, yeah. And I have a feeling we're going to see the belt on her for quite some time because she is definitely one of the better female heels in the company right now. So that being said, Psycho, what would you rate out of 5 stars?
I'm going to say 4.7. I mean, it was tied for potential best match of the night for me.
Okay. Nicole?
I'm going to give that one a 4.3.
Okay. Charles?
Give it a 4.
I'm going to give it a 4 as well. It could have been better. It could have been worse. But for it being the opening match, you give the crowd what they want. And this is a match that they wanted. And once again, Rhea has not beat Io. Granted, she didn't beat Naomi either, but that trend continues, and that's storytelling that's just ongoing at this point. The next match was that TLC 6-man tag match. I'm not even going to name all the fucking names. Right. I will say there was some internet buzz before the show even started that the Hardy Boys were at the show. There was speculation of shades of WrestleMania a couple years ago when there was a triple threat tag match for the titles, and then the New Day introduced the Hardys to make it a fatal 4-way for the titles. Not the case. They were celebrating the 25th anniversary of the original TLC match with the Hardy Boys, the Dudleys, and of course Edge and Christian. Unfortunately, Edge and Christian are in AEW, so they could not be there, but the other two teams were, and they're teasing that they're going to have in TNA a final TLC match to decide who's the better tag team. Me personally, you cannot do this match without Edge and Christian, but do you at this point? Charles, what did you think of this particular match?
The amount of broken tables just flips it all. Honest to God, the lumber companies are basically raking in money. They're very happy to see how this match went. Slim Jim, God bless you. Your product fucking sucks. But guess what? You made a lot of money because a lot of broken tables. Carnage everywhere. When you have 12 people in a match and it goes like that, number one, everything has to be on point. Everybody has to be on their game. Everybody has to make sure all the bumps that were taken were clean. All the bumps and all the hits that they were taking on the tables and the ladders were clean.
Yep.
Even the one with Candace when
Yeah.
she went through that ladder, looking at it, it was still clean. So a lot of big bumps, a lot of big spots. They nailed it. Easily one of, if not the best match of the SummerSlam.
Nicole, what would you think?
The match was that match was really, really good. It was a lot of, for me, it was too fast paced. It was
Okay.
just like boom, 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 boom. And the old TLC matches were kind of, they were paced at a good pace
Yep.
to where you kind of pay attention to everything. It's just everything was happening so fast. It was just like, okay, I can't keep up. But the
Yeah.
match overall, I loved it. Amazing.
I feel like when you in a normal TLC match, like a ladder match or something like that, it's usually between 4 to 7 people. So when you add 5 extra bodies to that, it definitely at that point it has to be kind of quicker pace. But I get what you're saying, that it was like, oh shit, that you're it's like
Right.
watching tennis, you go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it's hard to keep track. I will say that getting the females involved in this match, what I thought was brilliant. You had
Yes.
Nikki Cross, you had Candice LeRae
Beef.
and K-Fab. Is that her name? Is that who that was?
Beef.
Yeah. Getting those 3 women involved, I thought that was, they're working for their teams to get the gold. I see nothing wrong with that. It is no disqualification, so it doesn't matter anyway. That said, Psycho, what would you rate this out of 5? 4? Straight up 4. Okay. Nicole?
3-8.
3.8. Okay. Charles?
I do a 4.
4. I give it a 4 as well. Like I said, I think it was a little too fast paced. If they had slowed it down a little bit, I might give it a 4.5 maybe. But I agree with Nicole. It was very just in your face. Here it is. So yeah, it is what it is. Moving on, we had just a Becky versus Lyra. I forget if this match was like a no disqualification.
Women's Intercontinental Championship street fight.
That's what it was. And the stipulation was that if Lyra loses, she cannot challenge Becky for the title as long as Becky has said belt.
Mm-hmm.
This match, holy fuck. Wow. All over the place. I mean, I know me and Charles and even Psycho at some point were making the bondage jokes about, how somebody's being tied up and the zip tied and all that. But this match was a lot more brutal than I was anticipating it to be. And definitely saw a side of Becky I've never seen before. I'll start with Psycho. What did you think of this match?
For me, I'm struggling on which one is the match of the night or the match of the entire 2-day show, whether it be the Women's World Heavyweight Championship or this one. I'm struggling because this one was awesome. They had a nice fight on the outside. We had a kendo stick versus crowbar. Who do you think won?
The kendo stick.
Of course. And yes, I feel like they told a very interesting story about her having her hands tied up for almost half the match. Yeah. And I really loved how she went out of her way to try to find different ways to cut the damn things. Like she tried anything and everything. It's like, okay, I'm just desperate at this point. So, but it was fast paced. It kept going. It never slowed down. I don't remember it ever slowing down at any point.
It didn't.
It was so much fun. So definitely a crowd pleaser for me.
Charles, what about you?
It was freaking awesome. It really was. First off, all the weapons in there just made it just that much better. Mm-hmm. Again, more carnage. Eric Bischoff said, I'm going to paraphrase, carnage equals cash. And honestly, that's what it was. Not too happy with the win, honestly, but that's your personal feeling, but it is what it is. But I like the match. The match, I think both performances are excellent.
That being said, what would you rate it out of 5?
I would do a 4.2, 2.5.
Nicole.
I'm gonna give it a 3.3.
Ooh. Psycho.
Another 4.7 for me. Damn near perfect.
This is going to shock you. Let me cue up the music here because
he's gonna give it a 5.
No.
A 4.
No.
What?
No. I give it a 2.5.
Why?
Yes. Oh,
why?
I love that Nicole has not known me long, but she knows my love for Becky. She's like, what? Couple of reasons. Number one, the theme song.
Oh, you're judging the whole match on the theme song.
It's part of the match. It's the entrance. It counts.
No,
dude,
I don't like the intro. I thought that Becky was too strong in this match. It should have been back and forth. I mean, you knew Becky was going to win this match. She had her tied up. She was beating the living snot out of her at least 75% of this match. Lyra got very little offense in this match. Very little.
Actually, she held her own even when she was tied up. She did a good job of holding.
I'm not saying she didn't, but I'm saying if you want to make your champion look stronger, they need to get their ass whooped. This is not Becky Hogan in the ring. This is Becky Lynch. So I give it 2.5 because I just felt like she was overpowered. And they nerved Lyra back a little bit. That's just my opinion. I love Becky to death, but this match was just not what I was hoping it would be. And I would have liked them to, actually be out fighting in the crowd. We didn't even get a whole lot of that with Cody and Cena until like the very end of the match. But I digress. The next match, Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu for the U.S. title in a steel cage. This was my go get food. Again, I will not rate this one because I was getting food and talking to my roommate downstairs. So I missed, I would say 75% of this match. So I cannot in good conscience rate this one, but I will start with Nicole. What did you think of this match?
That match pissed me off. I'm not gonna talk.
Why did it piss you off?
It wasn't good to me. It was kind of predictable.
Okay.
We knew they were gonna come out. We knew they were gonna help. It wasn't really much done in the match at all. And then for them to have him retain, that pissed me off too. So that was a match I was kind of like,
Psycho?
I think me and Charles, while you were gone, we spent more time talking about different things than we did about paying attention to the match. It was okay. There were some nice little bumps here and there, getting thrown into the cage and shit. We were more talking about different variations on what could be a more interesting cage match, which was the better highlights. So this was the weak link of the night, definitely. And we all fucking knew there was going to be interference, and there was. So there was no surprise there. So definitely the weak link.
So what would you rate it out of 5?
Maybe a 2. Being sensible.
Nicole?
all because it's Jacob, I'm going to give it a 2.1.
Charles?
2.5.
Okay. And again, I give it no rating because I missed over. I just saw the very end, and then Jimmy showing up super late to help out. So I guess he got stuck in traffic or something. I don't know.
It happens.
Yeah. Next
Jimmy
match.
came out.
What's up?
I was saying, even with Jimmy coming out, it's just like,
yeah,
they're still outmatched.
Yeah,
I have a feeling we're seeing the seeds for war games yet again for this
Yeah.
year with this. I just have a feeling it's going to, and it's in San Diego, and a lot of those guys are from San Diego, or at least they grew up in San
Jay
Diego.
Uso and Jimmy are from San Diego.
Yeah, see, so that makes sense.
Yeah,
That
that's what I
totally
was
makes
saying
sense.
during the predictions. That's where this is going. I guarantee it.
Yeah. The next match is AJ Styles finally gets his hands on Dirty Dominic Mysterio for the Men's Intercontinental Championship. Shades of Eddie Guerrero all over this match, from the freaking lowrider to the gear AJ was wearing to the antics of Dirty Dom to win the match. It was, yeah, and again, this was the 20-year anniversary of the custody battle match between Eddie and Ray for Dominic. So, what better way to that? Like, well, we don't really want custody anymore. We're just going to beat the shit out of each other. That said, Charles, what did you think of this match?
I like the nostalgia behind it. You know, there was a lot of chest shaking going on. There was a lot of Viva La Basas going on. You know, you like the nostalgia of it, but you know what? At the bottom line is you got to perform.
Yeah.
Right? You can go ahead and do all the frog splashes you want. You can go ahead and do the Three Amigos all you want. Let's perform here. I think they did. To a limited capacity. I think, you know, they were more focused on paying homage to Eddie Guerrero, which, by the way, the chair play there, that was great. Loved it. That it made the match fun.
Yeah,
I liked it.
Nicole?
I'm mad that they did not give that belt to AJ.
Understandable.
He deserved that belt. Other than that, the match was pretty cool. AJ pushed Dom to the limit, and I like that because Dom, you know, he showed a little bit more, but AJ should have took that.
And I think this was the first real title defense he's had since WrestleMania. So I don't know how true that is, but
he defended it at the first AAA pay-per-view they did about a month or two ago. But that, technically speaking, WWE programming, that doesn't count. So
yeah, you're right. That being said, Charles, what would you rate this match?
2, 3.5.
Nicole?
I'm gonna give it a 3.
Psycho?
I'll say 3.8. It was a little bit fun, and it delivered on a few nostalgic moments along the way.
And I give it a 3.5, only because I feel even though I picked Dom to win this match, looking at it after the fact, I'm like, I think AJ is deserving of this title, but with Dom being the heel that he is, and again, we talked about this earlier, a year ago, SummerSlam a year ago is when Dirty Dom went from heel to nuclear heel when he helped Liv Morgan not only keep the title, but kind of kicked Rhea to the curve and took Liv Morgan with him into the Judgment Day. So, I felt like AJ was more deserving. I agree with what Nicole said. It should have been put on AJ, but I'm sure there's something going on. They should probably give AJ one more title run before he retires, as he's got only so much gas left in the tank before he retires anyway. So
this ain't over.
No, it's not even close.
Not, no.
And speaking of gas in the tank, we're going to go to the final match. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena in a street fight. For those of us that did not watch SmackDown, we saw John Cena thank Cody Rhodes for pushing him into this match, and we saw him go back to being a babyface. No. You know what? I'm not even going to comment on it right now. I'm going to Tycho talk about the match because
Well, it started off very fast-paced, which I was surprised by. A lot of Cena's matches have like 15 minutes of stare down time. That did not happen here, thank God. So that was, honestly, this was a very fast-paced match. There was a lot of shit going on. We finally got a new move from John Cena in the Mexican Destroyer on the outside. That was awesome. So And then, of course, Cena did the FU to Cody on the Spanish announce table. And like you said during the live stream, it didn't break. It just goddamn collapsed.
Yeah,
It just fell in on itself, which was like, holy shit. Fighting under the stage, I thought was funny, even though we didn't see the fight. But then, he comes back up and he's got Cody on the shoulders. It's like, it would have been funnier if you had a camera down there, but it's okay. It's all right. I can get around that.
Or maybe even see a couple of weapons being thrown out of the hole type of thing.
That would have been funny. That would have been hilarious.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's okay, But I give them props for dragging this out as long as they did. It was like, oh my God, how is this going to freaking end? And I was surprised.
Yeah.
I was very surprised that Cena didn't win.
Yeah.
But now after we know what happened after the match, I understand what they're doing. They're going to let Cody hold on to the title and move on with his thing. Cena's got some problems ahead.
Oh, yeah.
He's got an F5 in his future, which he already had one, and I think he's got a few more coming too. So, oh boy.
I think there was one, I think it was the night after SummerSlam on Raw, where Cena came out, cut a promo, and then Brock returned. I think that was the day after SummerSlam.
I think so. I'll look that up later.
Someone's doing their homework.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go to Charles next. I've got something special for Nicole on this one because she was the only one that picked Cody. So I want to hear
So being closed-minded and narrow-minded and focusing on storyline, I saw Cena going ahead. Turning face was obviously something I did not see coming on Friday. So when Friday, I probably would have changed my vote to Cody because now that Cena's turned face, that's it. So I go ahead and I regress on that one. But at the same time, I was kind of hoping, like you, Josh, is that we're seeing a face turn, but it's not real.
Yeah, that's where my mind was too.
It's not real. He's going to go ahead and do a swerve, and he's going to kick him in the tads again, and he's going to use the bell. or
tads? Is that a thing?
Yeah, I was trying to clean it up. But it's like, number one, it's a street fight, so obviously everything goes. So you be a heel, you're still using the same things if you were a face. So it's the same thing. You're doing what you can to win. I guess you could be vindictive and do what Cody did and unwind the bottom rope. Like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
Yeah, that was very heelish right there.
Yeah, it was. But no, we never got any interference. We never got to see Cena renege on the fact of doing a face turn. We got the respectful Cena who walked over to Cody, handed the belt, and we were kind of hoping like, hey, he didn't really sign the contract. They were going to overturn it. It's like I never seen that happen before, and there've been some questionable contract signings.
Yeah,
so I didn't think that was going to happen. But I get what they were doing. But when I was picking that Cena was going to hold on to the title up to mostly the very end.
I think we all almost agreed on that.
Well, that's why I picked Nicole to go last, because out of everything that was in front of us, all the clues, everything, she was the one that said, y'all are fucking stupid. I'm picking Cody. And not in so many words, but you said it. You're like, y'all are dumb. Cena's not winning. And this is
rude.
And this was before she saw the face turn. This is the day before SmackDown that she called Cody. So I give her extra props for that because and like I agree with Charles. If I had seen that, I'm like, oh fuck. Okay, it's gonna be Cody, and I probably would have picked differently. Nicole, since you're the only one that picked Cody, what did you think of this match?
This match was freaking awesome. My favorite one. He did not come a full heel yet, but I do see a heel.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I do see he gave a little bit more with the heel turn today, but overall they pushed each other to the limit. And Cody sold his ass off tonight. I'm just gonna be honest. And John sold it too. His age doing all those, attitude adjustments and I can't do it, but
yeah, agreed.
I actually enjoyed that match. I was mad that we didn't have any special appearances kind of like during the match.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We were
But
speculating
other
there would be some interference.
Yeah.
right. Other than that though, I like the match was good. It took it up for me because night 2 was kind of in the middle at first, and then it took it up. So.
Well, anybody who knows me knows that I have been on the John Cena train since the very beginning. I've been there for the beginning. I'll be there for the end. We can't see it. It's actually, you know what? I've never had to look at it before, but
What are you doing?
the spinner belt,
Oh,
you can see it very, very briefly there. Yeah. I've been a fan of Cena forever. The fact that he gives to the troops and everything that he does for the military was really cool. And I've never seen the Marine. Obviously, I need to watch that one day.
it's not bad.
But
Not bad.
I was hoping that he would hold on to this title till the end of the year. Retirement tour. I would have loved to have seen him defended against Brock. Brock coming back would have been fucking gold to see them battle it one more time. But yeah, this definitely somebody in the live made a comment. I agreed. This was a passing of the torch from Cena to Cody. Cody is now the face of the company. Cena is, making his riding off in the sunset, so to speak. So I get why they did it. I'm not upset. I'm a little upset that Cena lost, but at the same time, I get it. So I'm not going to make a big old stink about it. That being said, Psycho, what would you rate this match?
I'm gonna 4.5. Not
Nicole?
perfect, but goddamn, it delivered.
Nicole, what about you?
I'm gonna give that match a 5.
The first 5 of the night, and it goes to John Cena. Charles.
Well, listen, if Cena doesn't deliver on everything that he does, I don't think that's anywhere close to a 5. He went ahead and helped Cody just like Cody helped Cena. So you got to give him both. Those two dance partners went ahead and played flawless. The only thing that was left was Cody running up to Cena and Cena holding them up with his 2 hands. That's the only thing that was left. So I will go ahead and give it not a 5, but I'll give it a 4.99.
Damn, almost. Not quite there. I'm gonna give it a 4. I mean, again, it was a great match. I did feel like it went a little too long. Some of those ref counts were super slow. They were
got
slower
slower.
than the announcer.
All by design.
They were slower than the announcer announcing the names. And now coming to the ring.
And
it was very, very slow. I get what they were trying to do.
That's pretty goddamn slow too.
But this show is not over because as Cena is relishing in the "Thank You Cena" chants, and I almost queued up this music earlier today, the Brock Lesnar theme. I almost had it queued up, but I did not do it. I'm like, what are the odds? And there it was. Brock Lesnar comes out, Cowboy Lesnar with the beard and the hair, looking like he's put on a couple pounds, but that's okay. We're all getting old. We all put on weight. Goes in the ring, puts John Cena in the F5, and then walks out. Like, what more needs to be said? There doesn't need to be a fucking promo. There doesn't need to be any words. F5, I'm done. We'll see you tomorrow night on Raw.
It makes an impact. Very much.
It made a huge impact. Now, with that being said, starting with Charles, what would you rate night 2 out of 5?
Well, night 2 probably a 4.5.
Okay. Nicole?
I'm gonna go 4.8.
4.8. Okay. Psycho.
I agree with Charles. 4.5. Almost perfection. That cage match kind of brought it down a couple of notches, but otherwise, damn, this night fucking delivered.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna give it a 4.5. That steel cage match again. That's kind of like the Sami Zayn match. It just didn't need to be there. They could have done away with that match. It didn't need. We already saw that last PLE. This time we saw it with the cage. moving on to the tally for night 2. Charles and Nicole both tied at 2-4, while the Psycho and myself both tied at 5-1. Should have been 6-0.
I know, god damn it, we were that close. That fucking close.
Now, the final standings for these picks. Psycho and myself both tied at 10-2. The newcomer, Nicole, rolls in here and batting 500, gets a 6-6. Very impressive.
50%. Can't go wrong.
He's batting 500. And then there's the shit talker who a month ago, granted, I understand it was 0-6. I get that. And I know that you got 4 of them right, but you got 8 of them wrong. You batted less than 500. So 4-8 for Charles. So what I'm going to do going forward with at least these 4 people that are in this video is I'm going to keep a tally of all the picks, all the wins and losses from here until the whatever the last PLE is, and then have a final. I don't know if I'm going to do something special for it. I've got fucking 6 months to figure it out. I'm not worried about it. But that being said, I'm going to keep track of all these things going forward. In our next PLE will be Labor Day weekend, the Clash in Paris.
Yeah.
That's like 3 weeks away.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
It seems like we have a PLE every 3 weeks. It just, but at least it's not 2 nights. At least it's not a 2-night event. Oh, thank God.
No.
With SummerSlam being what it was, I'm going to shift it and say, instead of stars, we're going to give it a letter grade. We're going to go and a shout out to Mr. Wrestling with Regret, because he does the gradings based off of letters. He does stars, shows, he gives it a letter grade. That's what I'm going to go with here.
Love his channel, by the way.
Yeah, a little plug. Psycho, what would you rate SummerSlam?
You know,
Reach to the Z for going to sleep.
Damn.
Considering that there were a couple of matches on the card that didn't need to be there, that just didn't deliver for one reason or another, that only takes it down a little bit. But overall, I'm going to give it an A for the entire 2-day period. And I really feel like day 2 really kind of helped the score go as high as it did, because night 2 really freaking delivered. And night 1 wasn't terrible. It just wasn't as exciting. That's all.
Fair enough. Nicole?
I'm going to do a B+.
B+. Okay. It could be better, could be worse.
It could have been a little better. It's just the couple little matches that sucked, brought it down letter grade. But other than that, pretty good.
Charles?
I'm going to go ahead and agree with Nicole, B+, because like I said, the 2 matches in night 1 really kind of brought that down for being an A. And the cage match, I expected more from Fatu. I mean, he's an incredible talent. So I'm very surprised that there wasn't anything more. I think if that cage match, if any one of those 3 matches went ahead and actually delivered better than what they did, I think this would be an A.
Oh, you know what? Put me for an A-. I forgot that was an option.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Sorry, my bad. A-.
I am going to give it a solid B. Could be better, could be worse. And there was a couple of matches that I could have done without. But at the end of the day, it was actually, it reminded me of WrestleMania. Night 1 was kind of like, it's okay. And then night 2 just showed up and said, yeah, night 1 what? Yeah. So
yeah,
definitely one of the better PLEs we've had this year. We've had some pretty bad ones, but not as many as we had prior to Triple H taking over. I just remember going, why am I watching this shit? It's just so horribly bad.
Yeah, that's why I stopped watching for a while.
Yeah, and that's why I stopped watching too.
Yeah.
Before we end the show, any final thoughts, Charles?
No, it's WWE needs to stop doing 2-night fucking events except for WrestleMania. Listen, I guess SummerSlam is big and everything like that. don't be afraid to nudge it a little bit to 3.5, 4 hours with 7 or 8 quality matches. It's okay.
Agreed.
It's okay, really. You can do this in one night. It's okay. I know you want to up the attendance figures. Balloon it like you always do. Take a 50,000 seat stadium and just announce, like Stephanie did today, just announce it was 65,000. We know 68,000 ain't going to fit in there, but whatever. We just go with it anyway. Nobody cares.
Nicole, any final thoughts?
No.
Her voice did get better.
I'm just ready to see what happens on tomorrow.
Yeah, agreed. Psycho, final thoughts?
Well, an extra nod to what Charles was saying about the whole 2-night thing. You say they need to stop it, but you know goddamn well where this is going. Survivor Series, 2 nights. Royal Rumble, 2 nights. It's going to happen. Mark my words. Another year or two, I guarantee it.
Yeah,
it's going to happen.
And I'm going to piggyback on both of those and say that I missed the days where we had pre-show matches that happened while the pre-show matches just disappeared. But here's my other thing. Not everybody has to have a fucking match on the show. There are people, the freaking women's U.S. title not defended. Why?
That's a valid question.
Again, there was no story to build up to it, but there's at least 3 or 4 matches on this card that could have gone away one night. And if you're a wrestling fan, if you got to sit and watch a wrestling show for 6 hours, you're getting your money's worth, 100%. You know what I mean? So I think they need to stop doing WrestleMania. Okay, yeah, maybe, but that should be it. Everything else should be a one-night deal. Be done with it. But as I get off my soapbox, Charles, promote your show, sir.
Yep, every Monday and Wednesday night, as seen fitting by the internet companies, 8 p.m. Eastern time to 10. It is the Charles Richardson Show, live on Facebook, on my Charles Richardson Show Facebook page, live on YouTube. Again, search Charles Richardson Show, and on power1radio.com and other internet radio stations across the galaxy.
Psycho Nerd, promote your stuff.
Okay, it's the Psycho Nerd podcast. I am currently finishing my first podcast on my channel in months. It's almost done, I promise. And I have other stuff I'm working on, and you can find my podcast on my YouTube channel, The Repeat Movie Viewer.
Nicole, promote your socials. Put yourself out there.
Y'all can follow me on TikTok, girlieslove_wrestling2.
And you said you had a TikTok as well? Or not TikTok?
Instagram. Feel Nicole_my_way.
Taken straight from the Usher song. She wants it her way.
Yeah.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, none of this would be here if it wasn't for the Jazz Zodiac podcast, which you can search on Google. You can find us on on YouTube for the video, audio on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartMedia, and Amazon Music. Also can find me on TikTok. I'm going to be doing more. I couldn't help but notice that when I met Nicole, 2-3 months ago, she was sitting at like 400 or 500 followers. She is now at almost 2,000, and I'm sitting barely
hit
at
2,000 an hour ago.
Oh, did you really?
I did.
See, that's what I'm talking about. I need to be more interactive with my freaking followers because I don't post enough stuff except for the podcast, and I need to be more into that. So you've actually inspired me to try a little bit harder.
Hey, we could do some movie reviews, man. We could do it.
See, I'm doing those on the podcast. I'm not going to be doing those on the podcast as often. It's just going to be straight wrestling thing going on here. But again, you can find also on Facebook and on TikTok. I'm debating on keeping the Twitter page, and I'm using the Instagram a little bit more. Again, the Jazz Zodiac podcast. Everything has the same name, same mask, same task. Saying that with Dr. Doom around the corner. But for Charles, Psycho, and Nicole, I am the Jazz Zodiac. I want to thank you for watching and or listening to the Jazz Zodiac podcast. And until we meet again in a world of Superman, Be the Green Lantern. We'll see y'all next time. It's the Josh Zodiac Podcast.
Listen up, you little spazoids! I know where you live and I've seen where you sleep. I swear to everything holy that your mothers will cry when they see what I've done to you!